Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get others to do what they want with apparent ease? Welcome to the fascinating world of psychology and human behavior, where subtle cues and strategies can influence the actions of those around us. This field of study isn't just for academics or therapists. It's for anyone who wants to understand the intricate dance of human interaction. Understanding the principles of psychology and the nuances of human behavior can be your secret weapon. It can give you an edge in situations where you need to influence others, whether it's in your personal life or in the workplace. It's like having a roadmap to the human mind, helping you navigate interactions, sway opinions, and even inspire action. The knowledge you'll gain from this video isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding and empathy. It's about building relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connection. So stay tuned to discover some psychological tips and tricks you can use to influence others effectively. One of the most powerful psychological principles in human behavior is reciprocity. This principle is deeply ingrained in us, a social norm that we adhere to without even realizing it. It's the belief that if someone does something nice for us, we feel a compelling urge to return the favor. It's a debt of sorts, a social obligation that we feel compelled to repay. Imagine you're at a restaurant and the waiter brings you a complimentary glass of wine. You didn't ask for it, but now that you've received it, you might feel a subtle obligation. Perhaps you'll order a bit more food, leave a larger tip, or give a positive review. This is the power of reciprocity. It's not manipulation, it's understanding human nature and using it to create positive outcomes. Whether you're in a personal or professional setting, this principle can effectively influence others. Remember, the power of reciprocity can be a potent tool when used correctly. Another psychological principle that influences human behavior is scarcity. This principle boils down to the simple notion that people desire what they believe is in limited supply. The less there is of something, the more valuable and desirable it becomes. Think about the frenzy around limited edition products or the rush to book the last available hotel room. These scenarios leverage the principle of scarcity, making us want to secure these items before they're gone. This principle can be a powerful influencer. If you're aiming to persuade someone to take action, consider creating a sense of scarcity. You could highlight the limited time available to make a decision or the dwindling supply of a resource. When people perceive that they might miss out, they're more likely to act swiftly and decisively. Understanding the scarcity principle can give you an edge when you want others to take action. By leveraging this basic human instinct, you can inspire others to act in ways that align with your goals. Consistency is another powerful psychological principle that influences human behavior. The human mind craves order and predictability, and consistency serves as a mental shortcut that allows us to navigate the world with relative ease. It's a cognitive bias that makes us want to act in ways that align with our past actions and beliefs. We inherently desire to appear consistent before others, as well as to ourselves. Consider this: if someone publicly commits to a goal, they're more likely to follow through with it. That's because they want to remain consistent with their words. This principle can be leveraged to influence behavior. For instance, if you want someone to take on a larger task, you might first get them to agree to a smaller, related task. Once they've committed to that, they're more likely to agree to the larger task, all in the name of consistency. Remember, consistency can be a powerful motivator for action. Last but not least, social proof is a psychological principle that has a significant influence on human behavior. Now, what exactly is social proof? Well, it's the tendency for individuals to look to others when determining what is correct behavior. It's like when you're unsure of what to do or how to act in a new environment, you tend to observe others and mimic their actions. This is social proof in action. Now, let's look at how this can be utilized to influence others. For instance, if you're trying to promote a new product, you could showcase testimonials or endorsements from satisfied customers. By doing so, you're using social proof to encourage potential customers to purchase your product. They see others are happy with it, and they're more likely to believe it's a good choice. Another example could be in a work setting. If you want to encourage a certain behavior like punctuality, you could highlight employees who consistently arrive on time. This utilizes social proof to influence others to follow suit. Understanding the power of social proof can help you influence others more effectively. Now that we've explored these psychological principles, it's time to recap. Let's jog our memory back to the power of reciprocity. It's a simple yet effective principle rooted in our innate desire to return favors. When you do something for someone, they instinctively feel an obligation to do something for you in return. In the realm of influence, this could be as simple as offering assistance, advice, or a kind word. The key is to give before you ask to receive. Then we dove into the influencer of scarcity. The idea here is that people are driven by the fear of missing out. Things that are scarce or perceived to be become more desirable. By creating a sense of urgency or exclusivity around an opportunity, you can motivate people to act more swiftly than they might otherwise. Next, we unraveled the art of consistency. People like to be consistent with their past actions and beliefs. Once someone has publicly committed to something, they're more likely to follow through. So if you can get people to make a small commitment, you're paving the way for larger commitments down the line. And lastly, we discussed the influence of social proof. We, as humans, are social creatures. We look to others for cues on how to behave, especially when we're uncertain. By showing that many others are doing or have done what you're asking, you can sway people to follow suit. Understanding these principles can help you influence others, but it's essential to use them ethically. The goal isn't to manipulate, but to create a win-win situation where everyone benefits. By using these tips and tricks responsibly, you can create an environment where people are motivated and happy to work for you. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Use these psychological principles wisely to influence others and create positive outcomes.